Well, I'm always keen to look at better ways of doing hard jobs, particularly messy jobs like sanding weatherboards. So I met with Richard the other day on site to look at his Alderson Limited sanding system. It's a wet sanding system, and really good to be able to see it in the flesh. Richard, hey, tell us a little bit more about this Alderson's wet sanding system.
Yeah, thanks, Pete. About 8 years ago, we developed the world's first mechanical wet sanding system for stripping paint and doing quick acrylic prep jobs. And it was based on an old petrol engine. Many people thought it looked like a weed eater, but it did the job. And, of course, there was no toxic dust because it uses a wet system, and it was totally environmentally safe when used with our Enviromat to collect the lead waste. But there were obviously some issues. It was a bit heavy, a bit cumbersome. So over the last 18 months or so, we've just developed a new electric 48-volt electric sander, and it's got a nifty little 1,000-watt motor. And it's about 70% lighter than the old machine. So you simply pull it out, plug the power in, plug the water in, fit the right disc and go sand.
Typically when you're doing this sort of work, there are billowing clouds of dust or you're trying to do extraction. So with the wet sand, does that resolve a lot of those dust issues?
Oh, there's absolutely no dust at all. What happens is that the water is directed onto the disc, right onto the weatherboard being sanded, and we have a little spray guard thing that directs the water straight down the wall, so it doesn't blow in anywhere at all. It just runs straight down the wall.
Now, the other thing is sometimes, with you're talking about developing a flexible disc as opposed to a rigid one. What are the advantages?
We found with our rigid discs, which had a steel plate in them, that you had to be really careful to keep the disc flat on the job. And if you lost a bit of concentration and you had a whoops, then you had a bit of a repair job to do. So not uncommon with a lot of other sanding discs, but which are mainly rigid. But this new flexible disc is just brilliant. It means that the disc stays flat on the job all the time, and there's no possibility of digging an edge in. It's just marvellous. And so, the boards come up totally flat and just looking like new.
So with an experienced operator on an average size, let's say bungalow, how many days do you reckon to strip it?
Well, we strip about 15 minutes per square metre ready for painting, so you're looking at about 4 to 5 days for an average size house, bearing in mind that there's quite a bit of fiddly bit to do as well. So just the bulk sanding and including all the fiddly bits, one person can do a house in 4 to 5, 6 days ready for painting.
Richard, tell us about the different types of discs that are available.
Well, commonly, if you're stripping paint off a house, then you would start with our primary stripping disc, which you use until you just start to see the timber come through through the paint, and then you keep going, and then you change that disc and put on what we call our light-duty stripping disc and remove all of the paint. That means that you're not removing paint with the primary. You're not removing timber with the primary stripping disc. That leaves minor little score marks, which you just put on a finishing disc, and at about 5 seconds per linear metre, you can just bring that board up to like a brand new board. So it's and
simple. I've seen it and I've had a go, and it certainly looks like a brand new board. Richard, people will want to know more. What's the website?
The website's www.aldersonsanders, all one word, .com.
Fantastic. Thanks for your time the other day. It was great to see it. Take care.